Welcome back to SSX. It's Insetic and the crew, the SSX1 crew again, and
the SSX
time we're going to Tokyo Megaplex, and we're playing as Jürgen.
Or Jürgen.
Yeah.
Going in hard.
Hallo und willkommen.
He's an established juggernaut, according to the
description. He's one of the two characters that are only in the first game and won't be back for Tricky. So yeah, he's a juggernaut OG of the scene, and I don't know, he's only gonna be in the first. He's basically the character that is all stability, low, tricking.
Oh, so he's Luther.
Yeah, he gets replaced by Luther, basically. I mean, the bigger the rider, the harder they push. So, perfect tooltip. If you want to knock someone over as Jürgen, fuck it, that's what I'm going to go with. Then you can, and you probably won't get pushed over. But now stability is not as important. It's like,
I mean, it's almost. I would think it's almost definitely Jürgen.
God, this track looks.
Especially
still looks
since,
fun to see.
We have friend Yella. All right, fuck it, I'll go Jürgen. It's just, the when you select him, based on what track you are, the announcer, if they have anything to say about you, goes back and forth.
Well, they don't know about European pronunciations, bro.
Yeah. But
he looks fantastic.
Welcome to Tokyo Megaplex. This place is like a giant pinball machine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like, okay, developers must have been thinking like, okay, there's a pinball. We know there's all pinball machines and all that. What if we made it a snowboarding course? What if we made it like
pinball?
Put
well, I will
snow
say
over it.
I like this way more than the tricky version. The tricky Tokyo Megaplex is probably my least favorite track in tricky. I don't like how slow it is. I don't like. I mean, there's things I do like. I like the rails that go above the whole course. Obviously, you can get really high scores there. But it doesn't have a great flow to it. I actually like the way it's laid out a lot more here. Even though that skybox looks terrible, look at it.
Yeah, and also this track is kind of different because it is a lap-based track. It'll have 3 laps down it. It's not like one continuous track that constantly changes. You'll hit the bottom and then go up the fan, and so go down the same thing 3 times in a race.
Fuck those as well.
Kind of ends up doing the thing that makes, like, well, we reference freak style every video. I'm gonna be the one to do it this time. Makes freak style a little boring in that you have to do like a 3-lap race and then do 3 races for each track. So it's like you see the same thing 9 times.
Yeah, plus the tracks there are 5 times longer and are almost entirely garbage.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff here, especially in this first version of Tokyo Megaplex, where it's like you can hit buttons to make stuff pop up and get in the way ahead of you or behind you. So it's like if you're playing with a friend, you could try and screw them over. You could try and screw the AI over. The AI will screw you over.
Yeah.
God,
I also like that it curves in this version. I think maybe if they just kept that, then it would have looked better in
Then we're back to the start now, so up we go.
Yeah.
That's super weird, that camera angle thing, but it's cool.
Also, in this version of Tokyo Megaplex, and I think also in the other version of Tokyo Megaplex, there's not really all too many shortcuts.
No, I mean, it's kind of by design. It's all walled in, so there's not really shortcuts, just cool things to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really cool, but it looks like there's like way too much shit all over the place, and then they decide to add more. Version. Yeah, they added more shit to it by adding all those freaking platforms in the air and such. I'm guessing so you can try to avoid all of this, but at the same time, they just made it worse.
But I mean, whenever you see people nostalgia posting about SSX Tricky, or on the off chance someone remembers this game, Tokyo Megaplex is always pretty much the first track that they go to because it's just so unique in its style. Yeah. Everyone's it's like a big pinball machine.
When I was a kid, I loved this track and hated Mesa Blanca. Now that I'm an adult, I love Mesa Blanca. I hate this track.
Now that
when you're a kid, you're not focused on the finer details, flow, finding a line, more technical difficulty. You love the idea of something that's just a big, random, crazy playground. But when you're an adult, it's not as fun to have the slower, more laborious track. You want something that's a little more
because like Tokyo Megaplex, it's very colorful. There's a lot going on. It's very kooky and crazy and such. But at the same time, it's a fucking mess to really deal with. It's just there's too much going on to the point where it just becomes an absolute hassle to get around in.
Yeah, like as a kid, I liked playing games with the invincibility and all the cheats on. As an adult, that's like the most boring thing in the world to me. Without there being some sort of challenge, I don't really see the point. But when you're a kid, you're used to playing with toys, and a game, when you turn on all the cheats, becomes a big playset.
I'd say for this first version, you just want to get really ahead of the AI, so that they don't hit a button that makes the fucking pinball thing swing and smack you down.
Yeah.
If you can get that far ahead of the AI, the course is basically yours, and it becomes more fun then.
Yeah, although still a bit clunky.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting sort of game theory sort of thing.
Oh
like
my
just looking at what kid. It's like the Lego Star Wars games where you can't truly die. That's fun to a kid. It can feel pointless to an adult.
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, this is definitely something you can point to in this game and say, well, you can't do that in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank God the AI ate it before they reached the finish line.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, have you ever made a giant pinball snowboarding horse?
I don't know, maybe I have.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just the first round, the one where I stuck the most to the track. Actually, again, as mentioned, there's not the kind of giant shortcuts that make each race really different, but there are still some stuff that it's like, all right, it's race 3. Now I will implement.
It's not that city level where there's like shortcuts left, right, and center. This one's a lot more smaller in that number, I'm guessing. Like just consistent, really useful shortcuts maybe, and that's about it.
But like, damn, imagine being in the audience on that giant Ferris wheel to the right that like rotates down. It's going down the whole track following you, but also rotating like a Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
and if you pay
that.
attention before the end, like right before the fan, you'll see the track that thing is on will like rise way up so it can come up and keep seeing you on the next lap.
Oh,
God,
the Montezuma.
It's like a freaking theme park all the way through for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that there's more pink in this version.
Admittedly, I think it'd be pretty hard to watch while you're spinning so fast on that Ferris wheel.
Yeah, the people on the left side are getting the easy straight here. They're not having to deal with that.
Yeah.
They only got a
but
little
also
bit of the
imagine
track.
like how do you get them up there?
Very carefully.
The logistics.
Yep.
Yeah.
They got General Electric to do it.
Actually, General Electric is shut down. They've merged with ABB.
Oh.
I would know.
Yeah,
I'm
of
an
course you
engineer.
would know that.
They were on our listed, manufacturers for equipment, and they got bought by ABB.
Well, rip them.
Yeah.
I mean, the only time I would know General Electric exists is on washing machines and advertisements during hockey games. So
Well, now
I
you
guess
don't
no
see
more
those
advertisements during
anymore.
hockey games for them.
Or advertisements.
Yeah, advertissement, as the French say.
Yeah, like how the hell do you get up there to those?
I have a
Oui,
thought now,
crumpets,
considering
as the,
that jump
French
you just
say.
did. Is it possible for you to just, like, get up to where the audience is on the left and sort of, like, grind there or something?
In this first
grind
game,
on some sexy audience members, maybe.
in this first game, you probably wouldn't be able to grind it, and you'd probably just get reset if you hit it. But in Tricky, they made a lot more things grindable, so yeah, probably.
Damn. That'd be something. Just give the audience a real close-up shot.
Oh yeah, that's something I need to try to do in my Tricky runs, like where they add all these extra rails and stuff, so you grind the edges of like audience booths. I need to implement those.
Oh, those are great, yeah.
Yeah, those two pinwheel things on the sides there at the end. How do you get in there without like crashing your way in? I guess I'm playing Jurgen, who is like the worst trick stat, but.
And also the biggest hitbox, I think.
And thus the best character. Well, I mean, what do you think would be more challenging to do Pipe Dream with in Tricky? Marisol on her Alpine board or Luther existing?
Yeah.
I mean...
I think it's very debatable.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who has a worse trick stat.
I mean, Luther's just so damn slow.
I think Luther does have.
Yeah, I
have
think
the
it'd be
worst
Luther,
trick.
because Marisol, her Uber tricks are still pretty quick. Luther, you go
That
to bust out
that-
the Bronco Buster and it takes like 3 seconds.
Takes like 3 years, yeah. Well, I mean, so it's your choice. You can pick Marisol or Luther for Pipe Dream and Tricky.
I'm not saying a definite I will do this or that. I mean, I have a character list I want to follow. But maybe as a bonus or something. Or Pipe Dream is probably late enough that I'll have shown everyone off by then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I like this is definitely not something you can talk about without the context of the later game, but I like how they handle that upper section in Tokyo Megaplex more in the first game.
Yeah, definitely.
It just feels a little bit nicer to use. I think making the metal slow you down in Tricky was a bad design choice, frankly.
Yeah. And the glass breaks a lot quicker.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, I just like it better in this game.
I know that this last race here is where you're going to go all the way through, show the best route and all. Are you sure you didn't already just show us sort of like what the route is already from that second one? Because I don't see much else you can work with here.
Well, that's kind of how this track is, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We're all old and jaded. Maybe I should, I don't know. Anyone got any 10-year-old children that want to guess with me on this video? Actually, I probably shouldn't ask for that. Never mind, ignore that.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
You can drop through this fan, though, if you hit the button and turn it off. And though I totally beefed it,
I did it
here,
right.
There are some kind of boost pads. Yeah.
Wow. That's what you call that's what in the 1920s we would call a big boner.
Yeah, like Merkel. Merkel and his big boner.
Taste my big
boner.
Jurgen's big boner.
For people who don't know, boner used to mean like a mistake. Just like interrupting somebody used to, well, not necessarily interrupting, but just like a loud exclamation used to be called an ejaculation. Like you could ejaculate a sentence. So, I mean, just keep that in mind. Think of interesting ways to use them.
Fun facts with Blackout the M&M.
Like you're at an office party and you're like, hey, I hate to ejaculate here, but I want to tell you guys about this big boner I had the other day.
Say, gents.
Yeah.
Sorry to ejaculate for a moment.
The best commentary for this part.
I mean, this is our 8th time seeing this same track.
Yeah, it's starting to feel a bit repetitive now, a bit old. I mean, this is cool, but after you see it, it's just like...
Alright, what would you do if somebody were to add the freestyle tracks to Tricky? Or 3, or whatever.
Oh, God.
So you could snowboard them.
I don't think that would in any way work. They're really flat, or have big uphill sections.
They would be just very... kind of boring, honestly.
I mean, here they pulled this off by having it be all downhill and then a fan that just teleports you, all the way back up.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, would having Tricky's amazing engine redeem those tracks at all, or would they just be just as bad? Because I'm leaning towards just as bad.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Again, the way the tracks are done here in SSX and the way they're done in Freestyle, very different. And the way Freestyle did it, it's just shit, so I don't think it'll work no matter what engine you give it.
Yep, that's a depressing fact about Freestyle.
I guess it's crazy that, they have the SSX games and they have Freestyle. They also had Sledstorm, which I played, but we never bring up, because it was just really mediocre.
You really need to play Arctic Thunder.
I did.
Yeah,
you did.
You really need to play Jet X2O.
I did. Yeah. I love Jet X2O. I not only played it, but I came back to make another series on it.
You really got to play the Tony Hawk game sometime.
No, I've been joking this whole time. I was going to list more games, but it seemed like you guys weren't getting the joke.
Right.
When are you going to finally play the Tony Hawk games in SSX?
I recently sold a game. I recently sold my copy of Jet X2O because now I just emulate it.
You know what? Yeah. I'm going to say it right now for SSX. I went on eBay, I went to buy some demo discs and such. Apparently, the buyer, he lost those discs. So what he did was he gave me a free game to go with the remaining he had, and that game was Jet X2O.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I got Jet X2O for free.
You better do a series on it, and I'll coach you through it.
Does your copy come with a manual?
It does. It's pretty much in the new.
Wow,
I bet the manual is
game.
super
like,
good.
Even if it is just like a forgotten PS2 game, that is pretty cool.
Yes, I do have a manual with my copy.
Yeah.
Nice.
The case is very shiny.
Note that my copy of Jet X2O was within reaching distance.
Oh, of course.
From where I am right now.
He keeps it in his back pocket at all times.
It's his lucky
in case
charm.
anybody ever wants to throw down.
It's in the emergency side, just in case.
He actually has 2 copies of the game. One is just the normal disc, and the other one he has whittled into a
we gotta do the EA board now. Okay.
See, that's the thing. I've been to SSX's house. He doesn't own a house, but if he did, I would say that I've been to it. And he has a panic room, and in that panic room is a PS2 with Jet X2O inside of it.
Yeah.
So if there's ever an emergency, he can just calm down.
Yeah, or if a robber breaks in, it's like, you better give me the greatest underrated PlayStation 2 game ever, or I'll kill you.
And then you give him a copy of God Hand and go play Jet X2O.
Also, I guess I'll just flout the truth right now. I kind of lied about the amount of games the guy gave me for free. He gave me Jet X2O. He gave me BMX XXX for PS2, so censored.
Oh, baby.
And he gave me the Rocket Power game for PS2.
Hell yeah.
Isn't it illegal
baby.
to give
This is a guy
someone
after
who's
my
only
own
13,
That guy probably watches this channel.
It was his online name at all SSX46?
Unfortunately,
He is
no,
the
but
predecessor.
it should have been.
Oh, that was a sweet spin. Look at that. Beautiful.
All right, we're here in show off now. To see.
Yeah.
To
This
show
definitely,
off, yeah.
This map
Yeah.
definitely fits show off a bit more.
How do we do when we're not trying to race the best lines, but instead we're trying to get the sickest air?
Yeah,
That's
why
what
they
this
went
track
big
is
with the
meant
scores. 50,000 for bronze.
Just whatever you do, you gotta do it with a stiffy.
Yeah.
Wunderbar.
The certifiers tricks are pretty stiff right now. That damn landing.
No.
And the audience just went quiet out to make that joke.
No, that's fine. I was trying to think of another game that I was going to mention, but I can't remember what it is.
BMX Quadruple X.
Yeah, exactly. The sequel we all deserve.
Yeah.
The best
Oh, it's
of the
BM
Dave Mirra
Quadruple
games.
X.
And I've had that Rocket Power, PS2 game for forever. I know I've only played the PS1 one, but
We mentioned underrated PS2 games. I highly recommend anyone watching this go play the US title is I think called Road Trip USA or something like that. Road Trip Adventure for the PS2. It's a port of one of the Choro Q games from Japan. It's really great translation actually, despite the heavy rebranding. And it's one of the most unique racing games you'll ever play. It's like racing. It's like Gran Turismo style racing meet, or like like where you have to upgrade your car and everything, meets Animal Crossing.
Alright.
Meets
Really?
a JRPG. It has a complete open world, no loading zones, completely seamless. You drive around.
You hear that,
talking to
American
other
Wasteland?
cars. Yeah, completing side quests, completing races, completing mini games. It's like, again, Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing mixed with a racing game, mixed with an RPG, mixed with an open world. There's no other game like it in existence, and it's a highly unknown PS2 game.
You know what? Speaking of obscure freaking games with the PS2 and such, I forgot the name of it, but I have to do that Let's Play on that game you recommended me in SSX.
No.
Gravity Games by Street for Dirt?
No, we already did that. We
you
already
did that
went
card in the
there.
corner.
Yeah.
Right in the corner.
Yeah, I outsourced that to Zindictive.
Because we couldn't make him do it.
Details if you remember those?
It was.
I waterboarded and set it for days. He
It
still
was an
wouldn't do it.
extreme tricking game where you were using like an airsoft thing or whatever.
No
like
shit, that was a given.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, what?
It had like an airsoft thing, like that sort of thing that was in like Treasure Planet or whatever with the freaking
Oh, Cyclone Racers.
Yeah, Cyclone Races, yeah.
And I showed you where the ISO is.
Yeah, I already got a physical copy.
Wow, really? I guess
Yeah.
it was PAL only.
Yeah, because he doesn't break the law, unlike some people in this chat, like me.
Yeah.
But no. Last note about
an old game,
that
come
Choro Q game. Not only does it do all these innovative things that have never been done in any other game before, it's all on CD. It was a budget title, even in Japan, and so it was released on CD, not DVD.
Damn.
It's just nuts. But it's a really cool game. As far as extreme sports games go, I was going to say something about this. See, it's right around that time of night where I forget what I'm going to say right before I say it.
We've recorded
right around that time of night where I forget I'm alive.
We went far in.
Oh, now I remember. What do you think of my idea? I'm going to, again, ask this on camera so I can gain leverage. What do you think of the idea instead of doing like a stream or something or a video where you sort of just briefly play a bunch of the predecessors to the modern extreme sports games? So like 16-bit, 32-bit, extreme sports games, just to, sort of show off what they're about.
And I've always kind of felt the same way towards those as I have like the handheld, versions of like these Tony Hawk or SSX games or something where like they're all just
there.
Well, see, that's different though, because the handheld version is a scaled down version of a major product. These are full scale products of their time.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like 2D or that kind of 3D that you showed me that one game, like that. What was it,
Valdecir, yeah. Well, Valdecir is a ski
doesn't
slope.
flow of them. Doesn't flow of
I don't know.
aesthetic.
Post in the comments what you think, because I haven't really gone back to 32-bit or 16 or whatever.
Well, I'm not saying you do them well. I'm just saying like just play them
for a bit.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see. All right. That was Tokyo Megaplex. Next time we'll tackle Aloha Ice Jam. See you then.